Welcome to the Tuttle and Kline Show.
And the people bowed and prayed to the neon god they made. And the sign flashed out its warning in the words that it was forming. Then the sign said the words of the prophets are written on the subway walls, in tenement halls, and whispered in the sound of silence.
So which version do you like better? Do you like the Disturbed version, or do you like the...
Disturbed is just off the charts, man.
Yeah, Dave Draymond nails that, man.
Draymond that is one of the not only greatest covers in history, but just one of the greatest performances in history. I put that right up there, Kev, with Whitney Houston, "I Will Always Love You."
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I put it right up there with that, and just any powerful song that can literally bring you to tears.
You know, it's interesting. It's interesting that you open with that, and we're talking about covers because I just read a news article this morning. What is the most covered song of all time?
Oh, that's funny. You know what? And we should just do this too.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, what is it? What is the most covered?
Let It Be.
Though I find myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom. Timmy T. Timmy T. I played that all the time with my ex in there, and I would sing Timmy T. As a matter of fact, Kev, any song that I could come up that ends with the, where the line ends with the E sound,
yeah,
I would work in Timmy T, and she just got annoyed as fuck.
Well, it's unique. I like it. He's Timmy T. He's dynamite.
Yeah, but any song, I would just sing along, and I would add the Timmy T at the end. She would just be like, "We're no longer together."
Yeah, that's totally acceptable. Yeah, I think if I remember correctly, 3 of the top 5 are Beatles songs. 6 of the top 10 are Beatles songs.
Okay, let's get into this. Well, do you remember off the top of your head? Oh, hold on. Let's do this. I'm gonna call an audible at the line of scrimmage. Omaha. Let's do a top 3.
Just when you thought they couldn't count any higher, it's Tuttle and Kline's top 3.
Top 3 greatest covers in history, Kevin Kline.
Well, I will say "Sound of Silence" by Disturbed. That is a phenomenal one. I'm gonna go with Guns N' Roses, "Knocking on Heaven's Door."
Kev, even Bob Dylan after he heard that was just like, "Are you fucking kidding me?"
Yeah.
Are you fuck? I'm just gonna go over here now. I'm just gonna go in the corner and weep at what you did to my song. It was so amazing.
And you know, I don't know if it's maybe just because we're on the Dylan tip, but Jimi Hendrix, "All Along the Watchtower."
Great. A lot of people don't know that. They think that's a Hendrix original.
No, that's a Dylan.
Yeah, that's
And you know what? Maybe it's because Complete Unknown came out and it was in the Oscar thing. But you have said this a long time ago that Taylor Swift as a lyricist is right up there with Bob Dylan. I've started paying more attention to Bob Dylan. Yeah, that fucker could write, man.
Kev, and he's even said it too. He'll look, decades passed, and he looked at his words and he's like, "I can't even believe these came out of me."
Yeah.
It's just, it was just amazing stuff. So I love how you're on the Dylan tip. That's good stuff. You got anything else?
Yeah. The other one that I would go with, it's you'll appreciate this because it's a Zeppelin song, "No Quarter." The way that Crowbar does it is and I played it for you back at 93Q Studios, and you said, as covers go, that's a really good one.
Yeah, really good one.
Yeah. So those would be my 4.
Kev, I'm going to have trouble holding it down to 4. I agree with you on the Disturbed and the Guns N' Roses, "Knocking on Heaven's Door." I have to tell you that Manfred Mann's "Blinded by the Light."
Shit, I forgot about that.
That Kev, Bruce Springsteen, he
wrote
did this. Yeah, he wrote it, and he was the same way. He was like, "Wow, that's a nice arrangement."
Can you give us a little bit of that, because I know your favorite part of it?
And go-kart Mozart was checking out the weather, trying to see if it was safe outside. And little Early Pearly gave my Enos curly whirly and asked me if I needed a ride. I don't know what the fuck that means, but it sounds really cool.
I was going to ask you, what the hell does that mean?
Don't know. I've tried to examine, Kev, back in my party days in college, when I was doing drugs and shit, I tried to examine that song and from every angle, and I'm like, it's mishmash. It's kind of like, Brad Paisley, the butterfly tattoo or whatever.
Yeah.
He's just playing a joke. I think Springsteen and Paisley just playing a joke to see if they could get a song with weird ass lyrics on the charts.
There you go. Well, they succeeded.
Who else? God, I had him in my head a second ago. Jacob Dylan, and right behind Jacob Dylan is Peter Gabriel doing David Bowie's Heroes.
Oh, yeah. That's a frequently covered tune, too.
We can be heroes just for one day. Great stuff.
Yeah.
And by the way, that's the song, the Peter Gabriel version, the real slowed up, grindy version of that song is the end song of Lone Survivor, the Marcus Luttrell Operation Red Wing story, that movie.
Yeah.
And where it flashes the montage of the guys who were killed and their life and their pictures and everything like that. And I'm just like, oh, wow.
Uh-huh. Yep.
Yeah. So great stuff. Gosh.
What's the Beatles song? Oh, Come Together that Aerosmith did.
Yeah. Aerosmith did come together pretty good.
Uh-huh.
Joe Cocker with Little Help.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah, that was an incredible version of that. Trying to think. There's a couple that are just like, what? Oh, you're talking about Zeppelin when they did famous, 1920s, 1930s blues guy Robert Johnson's "Nobody's Fault But Mine."
That's not their song.
That is not their song. That's Robert Johnson, a black bluesman.
Oh yeah, they called him the Devil.
Yeah. Was such a great guitarist in the 1920s and 1930s. And the family absolutely loves, the Robert Johnson family loved that rendition and the checks they got for it.
Absolutely.
It was their best pay that they ever got.
Yeah. And if you want to take it another notch, Dred Zeppelin's cover of that is really good too.
Oh yeah. Dred Zeppelin is awesome.
Yeah.
I love that. It's a guy, Dred Zeppelin is a guy who dresses up as Elvis, kind of sings like Elvis, and he's doing Zeppelin songs.
With a reggae tune.
Oh, it's so awesome.
It really is.
All right. God, I don't want to leave anything off.
Oh, well, you're going to. I'm going to, because there's so many great covers.
Whitney Houston's rendition of Francis Scott Key's Star Spangled Banner.
Yeah. She was not the originator of that.
No.
Boy, she killed it.
She murdered that one. That was awesome. I just think, Kev, regardless of what you think of Whitney Houston, I think she is the greatest singer who ever lived.
Really?
I do.
Okay.
I do. I mean, is she on your radar?
She's up there. I mean, to me, and this is, I think Miley Cyrus is the best singer I've ever heard.
What?
She can sing anything. She can sing anything. Go listen to her cover of Jolene, which is
it's really good.
Song. Then go listen to her cover of Soundgarden and listen to her cover of Zombie from Cranberries. Tell me that lady can't sing.
She did a good one of Def Leppard, Photograph.
Oh, yes, she did.
That was really good.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, I'll get on that same note in terms of, Generation Z or millennials or whatever. Ariana Grande, I remember when we went to the CMAs and she opened or played at the CMAs, I was blown away by her pipes.
Oh, can't she do what Mariah Carey does? Hit all 5 octaves?
She is. That is a ridiculous talent.
Yeah.
A ridiculous talent.
Yeah.
So yeah. Okay.
But
all right.
top vocalists. I mean, Whitney Houston will be up there. Miley Cyrus and Timothy John Tuttle.
Shut your mouth. I'm terrible. I would. Kev, I would love to work with a vocal coach to see if there's anything that they can do.
Of course there is.
Because I would just love, even if I'm doing that, more bassy type,
Yeah.
To the neon gods they prayed, something.
Dude, that's good.
Okay.
I'd pay to see it.
Shut your fucking mouth.
I'd pay to see it.
Don't do that, Kev. Yeah, hey, you know what I did? Tell me if you ever had a bumble as bad as this one. Now, for those unaware, I got COVID last week.
Yeah, how'd that go? Knocked you out for a little while, didn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it puts you on your ass for a little bit, and my voice was really screwed up. But you know, what is it, monoclonal antibodies treatment?
Okay, yeah.
That's the savior right there, man.
Okay.
That is because you know they built that in the Wuhan lab that was specifically built to kill fat people, obese people, people with some ailments, and old people. And I'm not quite old yet, but you know I can feel a difference from when I got it this time and then when I got it 3.5 years ago.
Really?
Yeah, there's a difference. I don't know whether that's because of the strain or not.
Yeah.
Different strain. But yeah, this one was like, okay, yeah, you're gonna have to lay down a little bit, Tim, which is unusual for me. I can't sit still. I can't sit still.
Yeah, you would. I mean, it was a rare occasion that you would get sick enough that you couldn't come into work.
No, yeah, I Wednesday and Thursday last week, I had to lay down.
Wow,
which is very unusual. I mean, I would trade. And I think on Thursday, I was like, nothing was setting up for about an hour and a half. And I'm just like, I'm not going to do this. I'm going to go lay down.
Yeah. Because you're prone to make mistakes then.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You don't want to be fucking around in that gauntlet if your mind's not right and your health is not right, because you'll get chewed up.
Yeah.
You got to be quick. You got to be smart, and you got to be thinking. So anyway, yeah, I rarely like leave places. I stay a lot around here and do a lot of walking. So, every so often, just after it's been a few days, and it had been because of the COVID, I'll go fire up my car engine.
Yeah.
I guess I'm old school. I probably don't need to do that with the modern vehicles, but I'm old school. I remember, you grew up in Wisconsin and Indiana, you got to warm the engine up.
Right.
And I even have a garage, and I don't need to warm it up or anything like that. But I went and started my engine just because it had been like 5 or 6 days since I've driven anywhere, Kev.
Yeah.
I left my goddamn engine on, car running for 7 hours yesterday.
No way.
Yeah, I forgot about it. I fired it up. And I came in here, and I got everything fired up on my computer, got my charts up and everything. I was just going to go back out there, maybe rev the engine a couple times, shut it off. I totally spaced it.
7 hours.
7 hours my damn car was running. Hey, Kev, more of a third of a tank of gas gone.
Wow. So, but you don't have it's a detached garage, right? It's not attached to your apartment.
No, it's attached.
Really?
Yeah, you open the garage door.
Wow, you could have Gene Hackman yourself.
Yeah. What the heck? And let's do this right now since you're on it. For those unaware, I'm really off the grid. I don't watch propaganda news. It's ridiculous. I don't go to social media because most of it are bots or just stupid people who don't know what's good for them. I just can't tolerate it anymore. So Kev on a weekly basis tells me the things that have happened over the past week that he thinks that I may need or may want to know. I did catch wind of one of the greatest actors of all time, Gene Hackman, his passing.
Yeah, 95 years old. He and his wife and one of their 3 German shepherds died in their house in Santa Fe, New Mexico. They speculate that they had been dead for 9 days before they were found. Now, they did do a toxicology report and immediately ruled out carbon monoxide, but the reason that they checked on that was because the car was running in their garage for quite some time. So they're still doing, they still don't have a cause of death, but they say it is very suspicious.
Well, and that's what I noticed when it flashed, because it flashed on the screen that he died, and his wife died, and his dog died, and then they immediately said, "Well, no foul play is." As soon as they can, that is, if you report that immediately, that tells me there was foul play and they're trying to cover it up.
Okay. Really?
That's the first thing. Oh yeah, Kev, it happens so often. They want to get the narrative out there as soon as possible.
Okay.
10 minutes after the Kennedy assassination, we got him. His name is Lee Harvey Oswald. We got him. It's like, really? You didn't investigate or anything? No. And it's just one guy, Lee Harvey Oswald. I mean, when they immediately come out with a narrative, that's when the first thing that I think of is, oh boy, there's more to this story. And, I don't know why anybody would want to kill Gene Hackman outside of the concept of somebody wanted his royalties. They were tired of him. He was 95, Kev. Is that what he was, 95?
95, yes.
Yeah, they thought maybe he would live to be 83 and 84 and they would start to get the royalties. And they got tired of that bullshit. I don't know. But as soon as if you tell me, just being an astute observer and somebody with a logical mind and can fucking think for himself and not a sheep, if you tell me that a man and his wife and his dog died or dead in a house all at the same time, and then you immediately come out with a report of, hey, no foul play. My first thought is foul play.
Yeah, well, they're making a big deal out of the pill bottle that was found in the bathroom. So I'll be anxious to see what the toxicology reports say and all that kind of stuff. Not to tangent, but okay, so Lee Harvey Oswald, what was Jack Ruby? Was he just a disgruntled American that was pissed off?
No. That's what they played it off. He was connected with the Chicago mob. Mob is in on the hit. Mob is part of it. They moved around some of the hit teams, and they were supposed to kill Oswald, their patsy, at the movie theater. But the wrong cop got there first.
Oh, okay.
Oh, one of the good cops got there first, so they couldn't kill him at the movie theater. That's what they were supposed to do, is kill him. He was, Lee Harvey Oswald was CIA. It was all a CIA operation, and he thought it was just going to be probably thought that there was just going to be somebody staging something. As a protest or whatever. When they realized they whacked him, he knew he was in trouble. He got out of the Texas School Book Depository, went to his boarding flat, and then headed to the place where he was supposed to meet handlers, that movie theater. The setup was he was going to get killed at that movie theater by a dirty cop. He pulled a gun on me. I shot him. This is the assassin. And then boom, it's game over. Right. When the wrong cop and put him in custody and he starts chirping, and you can look it up. I'm just the patsy. That's what he said. Lee Harvey Oswald. I'm just the patsy, which is just signaling to the world, hey man, this is CIA and I'm just one of their operatives. They're trying to pin this on me. That's exactly what he was trying to say. Then the mob said, hey, Jack, you owe us a couple favors there in Dallas. You're going to have to go kill this guy.
Yeah. To quiet him, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I get it.
And then they burnt all the notes from the interviews with him. There's no record of what he was saying to police officers for the 28 hours that he was in custody. No record of it at all. They shredded the notes, Kev.
Okay. All right. Well, I wanted the definitive word on that, and I know that you are a massive aficionado. So thank you for clearing that up for me. Thank you.
Yes, it's come out. Initially, they thought it was the French mob. They flew over some French guys. Lucien Sarti, they said, was the grassy knoll guy. They speculated, but actually, it was homegrown. A guy named James Files, Files. He was the grassy knoll shooter. He was the one who assassinated Kennedy. And
whatever happened to him?
He's in prison still.
Oh, really? What did he go down for? For the shooting?
I think he killed a judge or something like that later. Or something like that. But yeah, he admitted it. And there were multiple teams in Dallas that morning. Nobody knew about anybody. I mean, that's how it is. They compartmentalize it. You're just supposed to do your fucking job. James Files was told, and this is all documentaries out there. You can go look them up. James Files, Kennedy JFK assassination documentary. They said, James, we don't want to use you. You're the last line of defense set up in the grassy knoll. We think we can get him before then. So if you're looking through your scope and you don't think that they got him, and they didn't, he may have survived the neck shot, Kev.
Really?
He may have survived that. So James Files, they didn't want too many shots being fired. They wanted the lone gunman thing.
Right.
That was very important to them. They had to have, they were going to pin it on Lee Harvey, and they didn't want multiple gunmen, so they didn't want to have too many shots fired. So, James Files looking through his scope said he's hit through the neck, and he had to make within 2 seconds, he had to make the decision. He just said, I lit him up.
Well, here's something that I read this morning, and so another thing I was going to bring up to you. South Carolina is going to execute an inmate this Friday, and they're going to do it by firing squad. The last time that happened was 15 years ago. And I read, okay, so they put I remember this from the Executioner song, Gary Gilmore in the 1970s. They put a little patch over your heart, and then 3 corrections officers with Winchester rifles shoot at that heart, okay? And for a brief moment, you're still alive after your heart explodes. Shit.
That's a tough way to go.
Yeah, but the one of the commentators on the post there in the news story that I said, he said, why don't they go for what China does, the medulla oblongata? And I remember our SWAT training, that's what they do.
Yep.
Yeah, because you feel nothing there.
Well, it's over immediately, and you can't even react. That's why for those unaware, when a bad guy has a hostage and a gun to a hostage, and the SWAT guy has a shot, medulla oblongata, which from the front you take it right here.
Yeah, it's where the eyes and the nose meet.
Yeah, you take it right here. If you have that shot and it's a clean shot, and then the hostage taker is not moving around too much, and the hostage themselves is not moving in the line of that too much, you take that shot, because once that shot goes through, it is such an explosive ender, life ender, that he can't, the hostage taker cannot fire off a round and kill the hostage.
Completely incapacitated immediately.
Completely incapacitated. They learned that the hard way. Is like, they would do a heart shot or just any kind of head shot or whatever. And the last motion and we lost some hostages that way.
Yeah. Yep. So I went and read the comments, as I like to do. And I think I might have read the all-time greatest reader comment for this story.
Love to hear it. What do you got, man?
Hey, who cleans that up?
Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah. Everybody else is like, why are they using a firing squad? Why don't they beat him with a bat like he did his victims?
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. Eye for an eye. So, but yeah, that was the greatest comment that I think I've ever read. Hey, who cleans that up?
But by the way, that is a actual job. There are services of crime scene cleaners.
Oh yeah. Oh, big
that's
time.
what they do.
Yeah.
It featured in the movie called The Cleaner, where Samuel L. Jackson was that guy.
Yeah, I would imagine they make pretty decent money.
Yeah. I mean, some of the shit that they have to undo.
Dude. Yeah, who the hell wants to scrape brain off a wall? Well,
not only that, but Kev, 99.9% of the people who have sudden death like that shit their pants.
Oh, that's right. That's right. So, hey, while we're talking about this South Carolina firing squad, I have a be honest for you.
Be honest. Be honest.
Timmy, be honest. Could you be one of the 3 corrections officers that take that fatal shot?
Absolutely.
Really?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Kev, I, as a matter of fact, I being semi-retired now, I would like to throw my hat in the ring if state of Texas, city of Houston, city of Richmond, Fort Bend County or whatever, if they're ever, in execution mode and somebody requests the firing squad, I would love to be one of the people that I'm pretty good.
Yeah. I've seen you shoot.
I got a pretty good shot. I can, I certainly can hit, the little patch that they have,
right?
From a reasonable distance without a problem. So yeah, I would like to do that.
They shoot from 15 feet.
Oh my God. Kev, I would do a behind the back shot.
I only know one person in history that couldn't make that shot. You're listening to him.
Kevin Kline. 20 minutes later, I'm left eye dominant. Well, we would love to have known that. 20 minutes ago
Exactly.
and 400 rounds ago that you wasted.
That was at the United States Marine Recruit Depot, Paris Island, on the Caisson firing range.
I think there's something wrong with this motherfucker, man. You were a baseball. Did you ever get a hit? Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun.
Wait a minute. Oh yeah, left eye dominant. Yeah. You don't. That means, Kevin, that up until that moment in your life, you're in your early 30s.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't know that you were left eye dominant.
No, I knew I was left eye dominant from baseball because I was a left-handed hitter and I had to use an open stance so that I could get my left eye into the hitting zone. What I didn't know was that because of that, I need to be a left-handed shooter.
So what you're telling me is up to that moment, you have probably never had anything in a scope before.
Oh, I had never held a gun, Tim, up until that moment.
Holy shit,
I
dude.
had never held a gun.
What a time to do that. You're at the U.S. Marines base.
Yeah.
And you find out in front of all of those drill instructors and all those Marines. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. The first gun I ever held and shot was an M16.
Dude, how absolutely freaked out were you? How anxious were you?
I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to do it.
And they don't let you get away with that as Marines. They don't they're like,
no.
Fuck that, boy. You're gonna learn how to shoot.
Yeah. Yeah.
You goddamn faggot.
Yeah, it was they had 3 different instructors work with me.
Man.
Yep.
Yeah, that was okay. I didn't know that. I just initially Kelly Hunter and I thought you were fucking around. You were just jacking with him, and then we realized, oh my God, he's got a problem.
Yeah, he's got a big problem.
He's got a problem over there. And I could just see you, going, hey, guys, that's enough. That's enough.
I didn't want to do it anymore. So
you're taking the fun out of this whole trip.
Yesterday, Jimmy Johnson stepped down from his post at Fox NFL Sunday after 31 years. Retired.
I figured that was going to happen after the Super Bowl AI generated Life of Jimmy Johnson. A little feature went down. I figured something like that was up. It just hadn't been announced yet. I mean, you got to love Jimmy Johnson, one of the greatest hairdos ever.
Yeah, right.
And not only that, a great guy. We talked to him on our show,
mm-hmm.
And he went into heavy detail on exactly what it takes for him to get his helmet there.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yeah. So, I mean, was Barry Switzer after him?
Yes.
With the Dallas Cowboys? And Switzer won a Super Bowl, right?
Yeah. The third one the Cowboys got in the 90s was actually under Barry Switzer. But Kev, we all know it was Jimmy Johnson's team.
Oh, for sure. Jimmy put that together. Yeah.
He put that shit together. So everybody knows that.
And then the final story, and I only bring this up because you are a father of 4. A 29-year-old woman has no relation to the 5-year-old kid that's on the back of the horse. She goes up and pulls the horse's tail, and the horse bucks the 5-year-old off.
What?
Now, yeah, she just thought it would be funny. Yeah, she thought it would be a really funny thing to go pull a horse's tail with a 5-year-old on its back. Horse ends up bucking the kid off. He's fine. No major injuries or anything like that. But I see you're laughing.
I'm laughing because that she just wanted this. I mean, if that was my kid.
Yeah, that's what I want to know.
And she started like leaving the parking lot, I would take a shoulder launch rocket and fire at her vehicle and walk up to her as she's burning. And I'd be going, I just wanted to see what that looked like. I've had this rocket launcher in my truck for 4 or 5 years. And I was just like, you know what? Today is the day that I want to see what it feels like and looks like when I fire this at a vehicle and it blows up. That's
I know.
is that messed? I know that's a Bill Burr thing. I know Bill Burr. You're driving along and there's a huge amount of people on the sidewalk. Right here, you're just normal guy. Everything's fine. You took 2 inches to the left. You're on every news station in America. You know?
Yeah.
Right here, I got to go home and, I'm going to have the same damn dinner with the same damn woman and the ratty kids and all that stuff. We're going to watch our fucking shows and I'm going to go to sleep. Oh, right here, this man just pulled onto the thing and killed everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're saying. But yeah, the rocket launcher, that would be hilarious.
Yeah, that's the
But
first
what
thing.
what an idiot, though, to go up and pull a horse's tail just to see what it does with a 5-year-old on his back.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to see what a horse does, just do it without the kid on the back,
Yeah, then you're going to get kicked. I'm surprised she didn't get kicked.
I can't believe she didn't get kicked.
Right?
Was she charged with anything? Was the kid okay?
The kid is okay, but yes, she is charged with felony child endangerment.
Wow. Okay. Wow.
Yeah. So, now how funny is that?
Yeah. Who's laughing now?
That's right.
Yeah. Get some prisoner in there. I just wanted to see what it was like if a shank goes like in through the solar plexus and up. Thank you for letting me do that. Have a nice day.
You're right. Yeah.
Kev, let's do this because I got caught in a really cool rabbit hole. So let's go there right now.
Rabbit hole of the week.
First off, what rabbit hole were you caught in this past week?
Well, it's very simple. Puppy training, because we ended up getting a puppy on Sunday.
Oh, did you?
We did. Yes, we did.
For those unaware, Beans needed a friend. Beans lost the mare.
That's right.
Last year and has been moping and kind of depressed. And since Kevin Kline knows depression more than anybody.
Yes, he does.
He saw that and just like, maybe we need to get Beans, a buddy.
Yeah,
so
and they're getting
tell me
along
about
great.
the buddy. Okay.
Yeah, his name is Simon. He's they say he's a Pomeranian toy poodle mix, which would make him a Pomapoo. But we took him to the vet today, and the vet said, "Nah, I think he's more Papillon. So he's probably a Pomapap," which doesn't sound any better.
No, that sounds terrible.
But here's the thing: what I noticed about the rabbit hole that I was down with puppy training. Okay, so they need to be fed on a regular schedule. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
right. They need their sleep, and they need to go to the bathroom every 2 to 2.5 hours. I told Trish, I'm like, wow, they got a lot in common with a 55-year-old man.
That's it, Kev. You're surrounding yourself with your own kind.
That's right. That's right. And his favorite thing to do is to hide under the couch when people come over. Dude, same here.
Holy shit.
It is my spirit animal.
My God, Kev, you know what? Let me tell you this. If you come home one day and he's watching black anal porn.
Oh, the BAP, baby.
Yeah, for those unaware, back in the late 90s when we were young alternative rock guys, we used to get free porn sent to us. And Kevin Kline would always whisper, hey, I ought to get the black anal porn.
You know why, right?
You were shocked. You were fascinated at how something that big can fit into something that small.
Exactly. Yes. How does it happen?
Trust me, those girls need a little off time afterwards.
Recovery.
Everybody needs a little time away. I heard her say. Oh my God, Angie, we've been laying out for like 8 hours and you will not lay on your back. Why? No, I'm just going to lay on my stomach for the next 7 to 10 days.
Well, and how do you hold any bowel movement in after that?
It is a muscle. It stretches and then retracts or whatever. But
I see.
Yeah. I know you were fascinated by that.
Well, here's an interesting thing, because when I went in for what the little prostate exam, right?
Oh, did you do that?
Well, yeah, well, a while back I did. And the first thing the doctor says to me is, "You have great sphincter control."
Wow.
What the hell?
You don't want to hear that.
I don't want to hear anything except,
No.
you're good. You're good. You don't have to do it for another 20 years.
Yeah, you didn't have to give me that comment. And why do you have two arms or two hands on my waist?
Right.
So, Doc, with a hand on each of my waists, each of my hips, what's exactly probing me right now? This is the new way we're doing it now. No.
It's more accurate.
My finger was pretty good at detecting, but my cock is really good at it.
Nice.
Terrible. All right.
So tell me about your rabbit hole.
Well, no, I'm curious. What did you name your new dog?
Well, we just kept the name that the shelter, the Little Rays of Sunshine rescue. His name is Simon.
Well, my name is Simon.
That's what I did the other day. And Trish goes, "Don't do that all the time."
And I bet you want to see my drawings.
So, but his nickname for me is once he learns Simon, then I'm gonna change it over to the Monster. So Simon, yeah, my little monster.
Okay. How old is Simon?
He's 3.5 months.
Oh, okay. So he's just a baby. So he's not like a fucked up rescue where you don't know what happened before.
No, we know what happened. His mom was a breeder surrender, and she was pregnant at the time. So he was like born at the rescue shelter.
Right.
So, yeah. So he's only had one owner, and basically we're the first owner, really.
Yeah, it was like Audrey about 1.5 years, 2 years ago. They rescued a dog, Apollo. Great dog. I love the dog.
Great name.
But initially, Apollo, little squirrely, and you know how it is, Kev. When some of these rescues, especially if they were out in the wilderness for a while. I mean, you don't know some of the shit they had to do.
That's right.
To survive the wilderness. You know what I'm saying?
I know exactly what you're saying.
So
they take no prisoners when they have to survive.
Apollo. There was a time where we didn't want him around Timmy, because Timmy, my boy Timmy. I walk up to anything, pat him. Hey, how you doing there, buddy? What's going on?
Yeah,
little growl and half snap, and it's like, woo.
What breed is Apollo? Do you know? Do they know?
He's got some fighter dog in him. I forget exactly what you said. I think some little bit of pit in him.
Okay.
So yeah, he's got that, and that he have the muscular thing.
Nice.
Like when he was at the rescue at the pound or whatever, he was working out the whole time. He was just like, somebody's gonna pay, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's curling poodles and shit. He's got that kind of build. He's got that cage.
Yeah, well, I'm very thankful and very glad to hear that a part pit bull was adoptable, because a lot of places won't even try to adopt pit bulls. They get such a bad rep. It's not the dog; it's the way they're raised.
Every single dog is born with a good heart and the desire to please their owner, their friend, their pal. Every dog. What you do as an irresponsible owner after that birth or after you get them is on you. I mean, you could take the biggest, scariest fucking looking dog ever and turn them into just the sweetest, nicest dog if you just treat them that way.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So yeah, I never blame the pit bull.
There's a story I read over the weekend that we did not domesticate dogs. We did not domesticate wolves. They've domesticated themselves
to be pals with us.
They figured out that we were a source of food, and so the wolves started coming around for the food, and eventually they just started domesticating themselves.
That is so smart,
isn't it? Though.
Kev, I got to tell you, sharks should take a page from that.
Right?
If they weren't such dicks, they wouldn't be endangered.
Yeah. Well, yeah, they are dicks.
You go into you go into the water and you see a shark. If that shark comes up and go, "Hey, pal, you need a little help?" We may have aquariums in our backyards with sharks in them.
Could very well. Yeah.
Hey, Philly, come here, Phil. Come here. Careful with that second row of teeth. Careful. Careful.
I do. I know exactly. Yeah, they need to take a page.
Yeah, I mean, or just any like fierce animal like that. I mean, can you imagine? I mean, if you look at bears, they're a cool looking animal.
Oh, they're awesome looking.
And, if they approach things differently, they would probably be able to be on the couch watching the Super Bowl eating potato chips with us.
Wouldn't you love that?
That'd be great. Can you imagine? Can you imagine an intruder?
Well, and also, can you imagine how uppity they'd be if Chicago made the Super Bowl? Holy shit, dude, they'd be unbearable. Pun intended.
Yeah. Grizz over here has been laying on the couch for the last 3 days holding court. Okay. But that would be cool. Somebody breaks into your house. Oh, it's a bear. You know what? I'm going to go into the car and get all of my other stolen items and just bring them in here for you. Sorry.
Right. Yeah, but they wouldn't realize how domesticated and kind that bear is. It would just be, because they're such an imposing stature.
Oh, yeah. The bear would just be like, "Oh, I just thought it was a new buddy here. We were going to talk about the X's and O's of the upcoming game."
Right.
Now we got bears talking. Okay.
Yeah.
Kev, speaking of it, since we're kind of a little bit on the topic, my rabbit hole, coming off of the Miracle on Ice 45-year anniversary that we had.
Isn't that crazy?
I started doing a deep dive on the greatest upsets in sports history.
So that must be one of them. Probably Buster Douglas, Mike Tyson.
Yeah, Buster Douglas over Tyson. Definitely one of the greatest. And I was watching little mini documentaries, hour and a half documentaries on all of these. That I could find.
New York Jets. Joe Namath, New York Jets.
That's on there for sure.
Okay.
It was the AFL still, and the Green Bay Packers had wiped up and mopped up the first two teams from the AFL in the first two Super Bowls, and the Jets. I think, Kev, they were a 16-point underdog for the game.
Okay.
And Joe Namath was like, "We're going to win. We're going to beat them." And everybody thought he was fucking insane. Joe's drinking again. And they won. They beat the Baltimore Colts, who were a powerhouse team.
Oh, yeah.
Them and the Packers in those years were just back and forth, great teams, that was one of them, definitely.
What about Francis Ouimet?
Good one. That's there. Beat Harry Vardon and all the pros, U.S. Open 1913, Kevin Kline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
For those unaware, Francis Ouimet was essentially a week before the 1913 U.S. Open. He was a caddy.
Yeah, that's it.
He was a caddy. And he's like, "Well, I'm going to play." And he won.
He won.
That'd be the equivalent modern day of, somebody, just being random person pulled from the stands who knows a thing or two about golf and can hit the ball pretty well, winning the U.S. Open. Yeah. Ain't going to happen.
Not anymore.
Nope. Yeah. Eddie, do you want to guess since you're on a roll?
Let's see. Oh, the Miracle Mets.
The Mets are on there. Yes, they were.
Yeah.
1969 Miracle Mets.
Tom Seaver.
Yep. Tom Seaver. North Carolina State, Phi Slamma Jamma, NCAA basketball, 1983.
Dude, I remember Derek Whittington at the buzzer, and he missed the shot, but Lorenzo Charles was right there to slam it home. They asked Lorenzo Charles after the game, "What'd you think about winning the national championship with your slam dunk?" He goes, "That's my only 2 points of the game. I didn't contribute." That's what he said.
Yeah, what?
Yeah.
It's like the 2 points.
Yeah.
Where you'll never have to eat in that college town and pay for your meal in that college town again.
Yep.
Yeah, that was amazing. And then 2 years later, Villanova over Georgetown.
Yep. Big Ed Pinkney going up against Patrick Ewing.
Patrick Ewing, and they had Michael Graham on that team. That team was loaded too, that Georgetown team.
What about that one time that the Washington Generals beat the Harlem Globetrotters?
Never happened.
Never happened.
1,984 and 0. Can you imagine being one of the Washington General players just in the locker room before, guys, I think this is our night. I'm feeling something here. I just think something's going to happen here tonight.
Yeah, I'm feeling it.
Sit down, white boy. Sit down.
Yeah, but I can't remember. I can't believe I didn't remember that one because that was huge.
Kev, they're calling the Giants helmet catch over the Patriots. When Eli Manning,
David Tyree.
Yeah, that was the when up to that point, the Patriots, including playoffs, were like 19-0, 18-0, or something like that. And the Dolphins fans who had the only perfect season in 1973 were sweating, and then the Giants got them.
Yep, I remember it.
Also, there's UT versus USC in that 2005 NCAA football championship. Vince Young.
That was an upset.
That was an upset because USC heavily favored to win. They had the two most recent Heisman Trophy winners on that team.
Leinart and Reggie Bush.
Yeah. So they call that one of the great upsets.
Oh, all right.
Vince Young did on his own. I don't know if you remember this one. I do. Appalachian State beat Michigan at the Big House in 2007 in football.
Yeah, I remember. I do remember that.
That was a Division I AA team beating one of the storied programs in the history of NCAA football at their own place.
Right. Yeah.
Argentina over the U.S. men's basketball team 2004 Olympics.
Yeah.
I mean, we had Dwayne Wade, LeBron, we had Tim Duncan, Iverson. I mean, that was embarrassing as fuck.
It really was. Yeah.
That was embarrassing. They what they did for the next one in 2008, they got Kobe on the team, and Kobe turned that thing around.
Of course.
Yeah, Kobe was all when they got there at the camp the first day. Kobe had been working out since 4 a.m. and he looked at all these guys, LeBron, Dwayne Wade, all of them go, "We ain't fucking going home with silver."
There you go.
You guys, each and every one of you are putting and they put in the work.
Oh, well, yeah. You're not going to not put in the work. People put in the work with Jordan. Jordan and Kobe were so similar in attitude and drive that it just became infectious.
Yeah. I love that, man. There was a I think it was on Netflix. There's a documentary about that team, and it just reiterates the kind of guy Kobe was. He was just like, no, because they were out partying that night before. They just got into camp and went to the hotel, checked in, and they were all drinking and everything like that. They start walking in from the night out, and they see Kobe in the weight room at the hotel, and they're like, "Ooh!" And he saw him coming in, and he goes, "Motherfuckers, we are not getting silver."
There you go.
So straighten your shit out now.
Yeah,
I love that. That's a great story.
It is.
Kev, the first Patriots Super Bowl over the greatest show on turf, the St. Louis Rams, was up there.
Yeah, Rams. I remember that.
Yeah, that was up there. They're also calling Billie Jean King over Bobby Riggs.
Yeah, one would think. But I mean, the further we get away from that, it just seems like it's less of an upset now than it was back then.
Well, I don't know if you heard. Did you hear what McEnroe said?
No.
And he got some heat for it. McEnroe went on record saying, "Hey, Serena Williams, great tennis player, the greatest women's tennis player of all time, just an absolute fucking monster. But even at her apex, she wouldn't be able to beat the 700th ranked men."
Really?
Yes.
I don't know. I would think I might disagree with that.
I think 700. I think he was trying to make a point.
Right. Yeah, definitely.
Because it was all part of this, biological men shouldn't be playing with women shit.
Mm-hmm.
But I think she probably could have taken out, on a good day, Anybody outside the top 50?
Maybe top 100.
Top 100. Okay.
Yeah, I'd say top 100.
And I know there's a lot of people who don't understand science and biology that may be listening to this and maybe all like, but it is a fact. And I'll give you what I try to lay out when we talk about, biological males playing against women. You have 1999. I'm doing a morning radio show in Knoxville, Tennessee.
Yes.
Knoxville, Tennessee, home of what major university?
The University of Tennessee.
Correct. The Vols.
Right.
At that time, you remember that Pat Summitt was running one of the great female college basketball programs in history.
I believe she's the greatest female college basketball coach in history.
I think Gino may have gotten her. I'm not sure.
Ariema from Connecticut.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think Gino may have gotten her from UConn.
Okay.
But anyway, we're going, my radio partner and I, we are, taking a tour of the campus. We were really close with the UT sports program. The athletic director just loved us. And, as you know, Kev, the Vols football coach at the time, Phil Fulmer, his girls, his daughters, listened to us every morning, were fans of the show.
Right.
So I had some really good access, and we actually had a tour given to us by one of the female basketball players. Her name is Tamika Catchings.
No, never heard of her.
Yeah, you haven't?
No, I have. She's one of the greatest of all time.
One of the greatest female basketball players of all time. The daughter of Harvey Catchings, Milwaukee Bucks. Just an incredible player. She would go on to a storied WNBA career. Just goofing around, her and I decided to play a little one-on-one. It was being egged on by my female radio partner at the time, Kev. This was a period of time Kevin and I had taken a break and, weren't doing mornings together. It was a couple-year span. So I played a one-on-one with Tamika Catchings. And at the time, I'm 31 years old. Not in the shape I like to be in, but as you know and can attest to, Kev, I have some basketball skills.
Yes, he does. Grew up in Indiana.
Grew up in Indiana. Used to be able to dunk, get about just below elbow over the rim, and used to have some nice tomahawks and shit like that when I'd get breakaways.
Right.
I beat Tamika Catchings in a game to 11.
Really?
And it caused, didn't I tell you, I've never told you about this?
I have not heard this, no.
It caused like shockwaves. And I'm trying, my partner's freaking out. She went back to the stations, was talking about it on the air, just freaking out that I had beat Tamika Catchings. And I'm just trying to say, hey, I'm a guy.
Yeah.
I know how to leverage my body. I'm an athletic guy. I still have some leap in me. Still was able to get up a little bit. I wasn't thunder dunking at that time at 31 years old, but I could still grab the rim and pull on it. I know how to shoot, and I know how to, when I get some momentum and I get hot, I know how to drain them.
Yeah.
So why is this such a huge shock? It shouldn't be. I'm a guy with some skill set,
Sure.
I mean, probably 7 out of 10 by 1 to 11 points, she would beat me. She just caught me on one of the three.
Yeah, when you get hot, you get hot.
Exactly. And that's all that was, and and that's the reality of it. So McEnroe may have been a little bit outlandish with the 700th ranked guy, but you are right, Cav. Number 97 is going to whack Serena Williams.
Well, yeah, here's the thing with McEnroe. You got to remember, he just says stuff to be controversial, which in a sport like tennis that doesn't have the following that it used to because they don't have the rivalries anymore, he's just trying to drum up business for his sport.
I love it.
Yeah.
I mean, I've always loved McEnroe, Kelvin. Still to this day, and I think we've talked about this recently, that 1981 Wimbledon with Bjorn Borg is unbelievable.
Right. That's what I just said with the rivalries. I mean, Bjorn Borg, Boris Becker, McEnroe, Jimmy Connors. I mean, those guys Yvonne Lendl, Pete Sampras. Those are rivalries that you just don't have anymore. In women's tennis.
Don't forget Agassi.
Oh my God, how did I forget him? Yeah.
Michael Chang.
Yeah. So yeah, but I mean, in the men's side, you had Rafael Nadal, you had Djokovic, and you had the Roger Federer. Outside of that, who else? In the women, they don't have any rivalries.
Well, I remember Martina Navratilova and Chris Evert.
Yeah.
That was a great rivalry to watch. And I got to be honest with you, I loved it when Serena and Venus paired up with each other. And yeah. Who's the one that got stabbed? Hingis?
No, Monica Seles.
Seles.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was good.
Oh, yes, she was.
She was good. But yeah, I mean, that's just a reality thing. It's unfortunate that people are so brainwashed by idiots with an agenda on TV that they can't fully comprehend that they don't want to fully comprehend it. It's just basic science. And you know, the look-see test is all you need.
Yeah.
You know?
Sure. Yeah, for sure.
You know, that being said, there are some female athletes that can bring it in a big way. Like,
oh, hell yeah.
I'll tell you this right now. I would never want to piss off Ronda Rousey.
No. Former UFC champion. Now WWE, I believe, or unless she's retired from that. I don't know.
Because within 2 seconds, she can have you on the ground in an arm bar and saying, hey, next time you don't take the last sip of orange juice and just put the container in the refrigerator, I'm snapping it.
Yep. She'll tear that arm right off.
I mean, right off. She has the power to quickly put you on the ground in an arm bar, and your right arm and ability to do anything with it for the remainder of your life is in her hands.
Oh, here's something, though, while we're talking about this, Tim. Do you realize 70 years ago, the first sub 4 minute marathon, sub 4 minute mile was run by a man. They're now saying that 70 years later, it's just on the horizon where the first woman to run a sub 4 will happen. That's the difference, you know, a 70-year gender gap.
Yeah. Okay, so 70 years from okay, I get it. Okay, I get it. Wow, that's crazy. I mean, how close? What is the fastest woman mile?
I don't know. But Jakob Ingebrigtsen just ran a 3:45 the other day.
Wow, that's insane.
Oh my God!
For those unaware, you know, a mile is 4 laps around the track and field. You know, right? 4 laps, right?
Yeah, it's 4 laps. Yeah.
So he's doing those things in 56 seconds apiece.
Yeah, in under 1 minute each lap.
That is nutty.
Just for reference, my fastest one time around the lap is 82 seconds.
That's crazy. Like almost a minute and a half.
Yeah.
Still, I mean, that's real good. How old were you when you did that?
36.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good number.
Yeah. Oh, I was happy with it. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, that's still regardless, even though it's like almost double world record. Yeah, it's still top 5 percentile on planet Earth. You know.
Sure. Yeah. But so that's just for reference is all that was.
That's crazy. Okay, so 40 years later. Okay, so let me see. They're saying, we had some of the first dunks in the late 50s. So we're going to get like a lot of female dunking going on in the late 20s. There are some who can dunk.
Yeah, well, whatever that new unrivaled basketball league is, they just had their first female dunk the other day. It was Brittany Griner.
Oh, yeah, we know. Brittany Griner dunked in high school here in Houston, Kev.
I know. I remember.
Everybody freaked the fuck out, you know?
Yes. Yeah.
And she's like, I'm 6'5". It's not that big of a deal.
Right.
Please leave me alone.
Yeah.
I would like to go back to prison now and be left alone.
I was getting ready to say she wanted to be left alone so bad she went to Russia.
That's funny. What was that? Oh, that was a drug thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, marijuana oil.
Wow. They put her in prison for marijuana oil.
Well, I don't think they put her in prison for that. I mean, that was the charge, but I think they put her in prison because she was a well-known American and they wanted to make a point, or else they wanted to negotiate people that they wanted to get out on our end. I think that was political totally.
That's bananas, man. I'd be so fucking pissed off.
Yeah, wouldn't you though?
You're sitting there in prison, a murderer's going, "Hey, what are you in for?" God dang oil.
Right.
Yeah, I got a container in my luggage, a little bottle, and it has a leaf on it. So
Yeah.
they got a little pissed off. Don't kill me.
So, but yeah, that's what that was about.
All right, Kev, what else is happening?
That is about all that I think I drummed up for you.
Okay. Excellent episode as usual. Always a fun time, Kevin Kline.
Seamless episode. It was just crazy how we were just conversing and just one thing flowed into another.
I love it, Kevin. It's so easy.
It is
to do this shit with you, and so fun.
Well, when you have the chemistry that we have, which can't be manufactured, you're going to get shit like this.
Yeah, we have a battle plan like every week, and sometimes we cover one or two things.
We got everything covered. It was great.
I love it. Good stuff. And if you appreciate our podcast, and again, if you're listening to this right now, thank you for coming to the table and listening to us on whatever podcast platform you're on, or whatever. If you're watching us on YouTube, do us a favor though, like, follow, download our stuff. We need download numbers. We need you to subscribe, give us a rating. We'd really appreciate that.
You're the math guy, and I want to get your quick. So this is our 50 what episode?
53rd.
53rd. We just hit our 7,500th download. So what's the average there?
That's pretty good.
That's really good. Yeah.
All right. That's that. Well, thank you very much, y'all, for doing that. 75 divided by 50, Cav.
Yeah.
Is 100 divided by 15,000. 150 per episode.
Okay. That's nice.
We'll take it.
We need it to grow, but yeah, that's nice.
And again, I know, what they say is, and what I've read is, for every person that downloads your episode, there's 15 or 20 that just press play and don't download it. Yeah. For those of you who just press play, do us a favor and go ahead and download it. Even if it's just this one time, we want to check it out. Just download it right now on your phone. You can take it off later, a couple weeks from now or whatever. Do whatever you need to do, but we need actual downloads instead of press plays. Yeah, everybody I talk to, Kev, I press play.
Mm-hmm.
Press play. I'm like, download it.
Yeah. I know.
So, also check us out on social media. We have Instagram, Tuttle and Kline. All you got to do, TUTTLEAND. Actually, the sign and then Kline, KLINE. We have TikTok, we have Instagram, we have Facebook, we got merchandise on Facebook. So we would appreciate your support at anything you can do in terms of liking and following us, subscribing, giving us a download or a rating. Kevin Kline, it has been fantastic as usual.
Same here, bud.
Have yourself a great week, my brother.
You too. See you, buddy.
That's it for this episode of the Tuttle and Kline Show. See you this Wednesday for an all-new episode. And thanks for listening to the Tuttle and Kline Show. Yo. All right, take the yo out.